Ah, I need to make a video. I need to make a video on Golden Warp Star. So Sonic has had his ups and downs, and he's had quite a bit of downs actually, but he has had some positives too, so this isn't like a complete bash video on Sonic, even though in Golden Warp Star here, I've only really talked bad about Sonic Forces review. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the worst Sonic games. Mwahaha! Yes, it's finally time for me to talk about how crappy Sonic is. Who the bloody biscuit are you? Me? I am Devil Warp Star. This is the edgiest thing I could find. What else is it there that's edgy? I don't hate Sonic, I love Sonic. It's just that there's some things that are negative about Sonic, so we're gonna talk about them. No, Sonic has always been bad. Wait, you mean to tell me that... I thought that Sonic was bad. I guess Sonic's both good and bad. Yeah, Sonic's not that bad. I guess I need to come to my senses. I'll talk about the positives and the negatives of Sonic. Alright, come join us for this top 5. Don't worry, I'm not gonna bite. We'll discuss Sonic together. Alright, I'm coming. Let's just begin it. Hello? The Devil Warp Star? Are you there? I was too late. I guess he's really not cut for talking about anything that's positive. Crap, I'm gonna have to do this by myself. Without anybody, thought this would be a great collab. Well, looks like it's time to talk about the worst of the worst Sonic games. I'm Golden Warp Star, and this is my top 5 worst Sonic games. You know, Sonic games are usually lighthearted, cool, and, for kids. The kids' game, Sonic, is partially targeted towards kids, but adults play it too. But, people really wanted, another game like Adventure 2. It was a bit more dark, it was a bit more edgy, especially because Shadow was in there. And I guess Sega must have listened to the fans, because... the edge! Oh, God, the edge, it hurts. So Shadow the Hedgehog is technically a spin-off game, but let's talk about the positives of Shadow the Hedgehog. I will admit, out of all the games that's on this list, it does control the best. Shadow does handle just like how he would in a Sonic game, and admittedly, the gunplay is actually pretty fun. It's pretty good. Well, I won't know about good, but it's playable. The problem comes from the level design, and also the controls are slippery. When I said they were the best out of the 5 games I'm mentioning on this list, that doesn't mean they're still bad. They're so slippery. Shadow feels like he's on ice all the time. It controls worse than Sonic Heroes and Sonic Lost World 3DS. And another thing, this game did actually try way too hard to be edgy. They tried inserting words like damn and hell. So eventually, it's almost like the Conquer of the Sonic series, except not as funny at all, and actually it's taking itself way too seriously. It's like, this is not really what Sonic should be. Sonic is more of a lighthearted franchise, except it does take itself seriously sometimes, but I think Shadow the Hedgehog, ooh. And another thing, There is the music. Some tracks are just not memorable. Others are good, like the Crush 40 songs, but it's just not that memorable. What I play is Shadow the Hedgehog. I really don't like it. But not as much as these next 4 games. So the 6th generation of Sonic has ended, or 6th generation of gaming has ended, and everybody's moved on to the Xbox 360, PS3, and the Nintendo Wii, which was a huge success at the time. Naturally, Sega wanted to get their Blue Boy on the system, which started out as a port of Sonic 06, turned to be Sonic Wildfire. Hypersonic. Sonic and the 7 colored ring. Sonic and the Secret Rings! Now, what I do have to say about this game, the positives, is that the music is really good, in my opinion at least, except for the main theme. The main theme is probably the worst main theme of a Sonic game, with vocals at least. It's just not catchy, not interesting. I just can't get into it. But other than that, the visuals look pretty nice, like the graphics. It looks pretty good for Wii standards. It runs at a solid 30 frames per second without any lag at all. And the environments look pretty cool. The general level ideas of the stage and the setting is pretty cool. I actually think the Sonic in the World of the Arabian Nights would actually be a cool idea if it was executed well. The problem with all of this is this stupid thing. Well, no, the Wii Remote isn't bad, but man, Sonic and the Secret Ring sure did handle it poorly. You want to know how you move Sonic? In other games, like Shadow the Hedgehog, you move with an analog stick, naturally. You know, it's how most 3D games control. In Sonic and the Secret Rings, because this thing was around, we have to control Sonic by tilting the Wii Remote right and left. And we have to go backwards for Sonic to back up. So, naturally, the controls are very fun. And in order to jump, you know, you just tap the button, you go midair for a bit. If you hold it for long enough, you go higher like a natural Sonic is. Well, inside the Secret Rings, you stop dead in your tracks and you hold the 2 button in order to charge up your jump, and then you go high. It's like and there's also a brake, but what the heck is the point of the brake if you're pressing the 2 button and you stop anyway? The controls are complete booty cheeks, and sometimes you can't even get around certain obstacles because the game thinks you're on a certain pathway that you have to tilt left and right, but you can't get past it even by jumping. And the story, it wasn't really well executed. Sonic gets teleported to the world of the Arabian Nights. He has to erase her Jin before his flame burns out because, you know, Sonic took a hit, and now he has to find several more rings before his flame burns out, and then he dies. And then, without spoiling, just some other stupid things happen. But yeah, Sonic and the Secret Rings, not good. Now, some have argued that the sequel, Sonic and the Black Knight, is worse. I honestly disagree. There are some fun moments in that game. I don't think the game is good, but I think it overall has, you know, better design, and, you know, I think it overall has better design than Sonic and the Secret Rings. Next up on our list is one of the most hated Sonic games ever, and that is none other than Sonic the Hedgehog. No, not that one. It's Sonic 2006. This game is super buggy, but with it, of course, there are some positives on this list. You see, the music is really good. I can't find a single track that isn't bad in Sonic 06. And at times, the game runs just fine. It runs 60 for the most part, but then the game lags in certain complex areas. But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for the positives. The rest of it is terrible. Oh, the controls are super off. I think, this might sound weird, but I think they're way too precise. Like, and also Sonic just didn't, it's a Sonic game, he just doesn't move fast enough, except for when you're in those stupid max speed sections, which, oh my goodness, can be terrible at times. And then the story, you know what, the story is probably the worst part of the game. It's so confusing to get into. And you don't really care for any of the characters. Princess Elise, my gosh. And I'll probably go more in depth in Sonic 06 later. But the story, not good. So that's Sonic 06. What is possibly next on this stupid list? Next up on our list is a game that involves tilting your body. That's right, Sonic Freeriders isn't number 1 on this list. Hey, wait a second. So, positives about Sonic Freeriders. The game can be kind of laughable when you're having friends over and you're not doing the story mode. That's pretty much it. The music can be really not that interesting, and the voice acting for the time wasn't that great. No offense to the voice actors themselves. And then we have the worst factor that makes this game such a terrible garbage game. The fact that you have to control the game by tilting your body back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the game, the tracks aren't that interesting. But Sonic Freeriders is just, no, it's not that fun. Now it's time for the number 1 spot. The game that I think is the worst of the worst out of all of these dreadful, terrible, awful, bad Sonic games. Let's just move on. So I bet you all can take a guess at what this is. You know? Actually, I don't know if people are gonna guess what this one is. Community kinda likes it. Some people hate it. Those are people who agree with me. And some just say it's mediocre. Oh, what the heck? It's Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. Oh boy. What can I think of positives when it comes to this game? Well, the story could probably be the most interesting part. If you're into like deep stories, you'll probably like this. But that's it. I couldn't, that's probably not me. I don't like the story, but I just don't like this game. It's just, you know, at least all of these other games I put on this list at least have some sort of fun factor to them. If not fun, then you can play them for laughs. Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood just feels so boring. It's just not fun for a turn-based RPG Sonic game. It's just, the cutscenes look like something you would animate in like a mid-2000s and a Flash animation. It just looks so boring. But the gameplay just feels so boring too. And, you know, there's always the one saving factor of a Sonic game, right? The music. Yes, the music in Sonic Chronicles is awful! So let me know what you think in the comments below. What is your least favorite Sonic game? You already know mine because you watched this list. So as always, I will see you guys next time. Hey, now, what are you doing? Sonic fans, please put down your Star Trek guns that I totally didn't steal from Action Movie Effects. Come on, please, we can talk about things. We can discuss things a little. We all have opinions. Oh, wait, you guys don't know what opinions are.